Imagine, somewhere far away in space, a mysterious object is heading towards us, 100 times larger than 3I/ATLAS. And the most surprising thing is that it's headed directly towards 3I/ATLAS. NASA and scientists are completely stunned by this, but their official statements seem to suggest something is being hidden. Fear and confusion are clearly visible on their faces, as if they know the truth but don't want to reveal it to the world. Over the past few days, some strange signals have been detected that seem out of the ordinary. Some scientists say it's simply a natural object, but many believe it contains mechanical structures, meaning it may have been created. Social media platforms like Reddit and Twitter are abuzz with theories. Some say it's an alien spaceship, while others call it a secret weapon. Still others believe it's something humans cannot even fathom. Now imagine, what would happen if this massive object collided with 3I/ATLAS? Does it pose a threat to our technology and the planet, or is it a warning? There's panic in NASA's control rooms, but their press conferences are trying to portray everything as normal. This is a clear indication that the real truth is being hidden from the world. In today's video, we'll reveal the evidence that reveals what's happening around 3I/ATLAS and what this 100 times larger object actually is. By the end of the video, you'll definitely have some questions answered, but you'll also uncover some new secrets that will shock you. If you enjoy unraveling such mysteries, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you don't miss the next big discovery. 3I/ATLAS is a mysterious celestial object that was first discovered a few years ago. It's named after the agency responsible for its discovery and its location. 3I refers to the third interstellar object originating from outside our solar system, and ATLAS refers to the specific observation program that first observed it. When it was discovered, scientists initially assumed it was just an ordinary space rock or asteroid. However, over time, strange features emerged that made it a mystery. The object was discovered while the ATLAS telescope system was routinely monitoring the sky. This system is specifically designed to detect dangerous objects that could collide with Earth. When 3I/ATLAS first appeared on their screens, scientists initially thought it was a small comet or meteorite. However, as research progressed, they discovered that its speed and direction were unusual. Not only was it moving extremely fast, but its path seemed impossible for a natural space object. When scientists first released information about 3I/ATLAS, it caused a stir among astronomers and researchers worldwide. Many were excited because it was the third known object from outside our solar system. However, some scientists were skeptical from the very beginning. They believed something unusual was visible in its brightness and the light reflected from its surface. This raised questions about whether it was truly natural or the result of advanced technology. Several major countries participated in research on this object. Agencies like NASA in the United States, ESA in Europe, and JAXA in Japan began collecting data on it. Additionally, scientists from Russia and China also studied it using their own technologies. However, not every country made their reports fully public. Some reports mentioned strange signals that were not officially acknowledged. This is why, over time, 3I/ATLAS evolved from a simple discovery into a major mystery. Even today, scientists around the world are puzzled by its true nature, and each new piece of data only adds to the confusion. After the discovery of 3I/ATLAS, everything seemed normal for a while, but then strange events suddenly began to appear. Recently, scientists detected some unusual signals. These signals were coming from deep space and were focused directly in the direction of 3I/ATLAS. Initially, these signals were very faint and slow, like background noise, but gradually their intensity increased. The frequency and pattern of these signals were so complex that scientists found it difficult to decipher them. It seemed as if they were a coded message or a signal sent by some unknown technology. NASA and other major space agencies began investigating these signals. Their first reports suggested that these signals could be a natural space phenomenon, such as a solar flare or radio waves from a distant star. However, many scientists were unconvinced by this explanation, saying that the pattern of these signals did not appear natural. While natural signals typically have a certain randomness, these had a certain regularity, as if someone was sending them intentionally. This made the matter even more mysterious. As these signals grew stronger, concern grew among scientists and astronomers. Many were worried that they might be the result of some unknown civilization or technology. Some senior scientists raised the possibility in meetings that these signals could come from an advanced interstellar object or an artificial satellite. Other scientists remained silent, fearing that making such statements without concrete evidence could spark panic. However, deep down, everyone sensed that this matter was far from ordinary and had deeper roots. There was a significant discrepancy between the information given to the public and the actual truth. NASA stated in a press conference that these signals were normal and there was no need to panic. They described it as space noise, often captured by space telescopes. But a few days later, a leaked report revealed that the initial data had been suppressed. The data clearly showed a similar and repetitive pattern of signals, as if a message was being sent. This revelation sparked a debate on social media, with people accusing NASA of withholding information. This incident sparked fear and curiosity, not only among scientists but also among the general public, and everyone wanted to know what was going on around 3I/ATLAS. The investigation into the mysterious signals associated with 3I/ATLAS hadn't even concluded when another startling event suddenly emerged. One night, a telescope at a large observatory in Hawaii spotted something strange in the deep darkness of space. A tiny dot appeared on the screen, but when it was zoomed in, scientists were stunned. This was no ordinary space rock. This object was so massive that it couldn't be compared to any object ever seen. Later, when the data came in, it was revealed to be a full 100 times larger than 3I/ATLAS. The size of this massive object astonished everyone. Its length and width were so large that if it were brought close to Earth, it would occupy an area equivalent to several countries. Its speed was also unusual. Normally, natural objects move at a constant speed, but this object was rapidly changing speed. Sometimes its speed would slow down, and sometimes it would suddenly speed up. This made it clear that it wasn't moving under the influence of ordinary gravity, but rather there was something else behind its movement. Scientists quickly realized that this object couldn't be completely natural. As it was tracked, scientists began mapping its path. After hours of calculations, they discovered that it was heading directly toward 3I/ATLAS. Hearing this information, the entire control room fell silent. Fear and anxiety were evident on the faces of every scientist present. No one could fathom what would happen if these two objects collided. Some scientists believed it could be a mere coincidence, but others argued that it was predetermined, as if someone had deliberately sent it in this direction. After this incident, government agencies began to intervene. NASA and other space agencies, as well as U.S. defense agencies, became involved. Security was suddenly increased in some parts of the control room, and some data was even hidden from ordinary scientists. New protocols were established in meetings, and it was decided that only essential information would be provided to the public. Press conferences were told this was a normal space event and there was no need to panic. However, the situation was extremely serious. Several scientists were removed from the project, while others were secretly added to a new team. Amidst all this, a major question arose. If this object was indeed not natural, who sent it and why? Was its direct approach to 3I/ATLAS merely an accident, or was there a larger plan behind it? This question was troubling both scientists and the government. And the most frightening thing was that the possibility of a collision was increasing every hour, while the world had not yet been told the real truth. When news of 3I/ATLAS and the massive object slowly reached the media, social media exploded. Initially, only a few astronomers and space experts were discussing it, but within a few days, the news spread like wildfire on Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube. Threads began to emerge on Reddit, where people began sharing their theories. Some users, claiming to be experts, compared old images of space objects with new ones, claiming that the object was unusual. Hashtags like #ATLASMystery and #SpaceThreat began trending on Twitter, with millions of people sharing their opinions. Several channels on YouTube also covered the news. Some tried to show the direction the object was moving using animations and data. Others claimed to have inside information from NASA that was being hidden from the world. Meanwhile, several videos went viral, clearly showing the massive object. In some videos, it appeared to have a strange glow of light around it, something not seen in typical space rocks. These videos further piqued people's curiosity. Different theories divided social media. Some believed it was an alien spaceship. They said its speed and direction proved it was being controlled by someone. Meanwhile, others believed it was a secret weapon launched by a foreign country. Some users even suggested it could be part of a new planetary system entering our solar system. Meanwhile, some scientists believed it was simply a natural phenomenon, but their arguments were overshadowed by sensational news on social media. As the discussion grew, accusations of NASA withholding information began to surface. Many users shared old press conference clips, questioning the body language of NASA officials. People argued that NASA was only telling the public half the truth. Some alleged reports leaked on Reddit further fueled this suspicion. They claimed that the initial signals and images were real, but they were quickly removed. Meanwhile, some mysterious images and videos also went viral. One image showed circular structures around the object, appearing to be part of a large ship. Although NASA declared these images edited and fake, they were shared by millions of people online. This not only increased people's curiosity, but also spread fear. Now everyone on social media was asking what this object was and why the real truth about it was being hidden from the world. When this massive object was first spotted in the direction of 3I/ATLAS, opinions among scientists were divided. Some senior scientists believed it was completely natural, just like any other asteroid or comet. They argued that its unusual motion and shape could be explained by gravity and other natural effects of space. These scientists reiterated to the media that there was no need to panic and that it was simply a natural phenomenon. On the other hand, some scientists suspected something strange from the outset. They studied the images and data in depth and discovered patterns on the object's surface that appeared unnatural. They included some circular and straight lines, as if they were part of a machine or structure. Their research also revealed that the object's direction was repeatedly changing, as if it were being controlled by someone. This further fueled the suspicion that it might not be just a stone or rock, but an artificial object. There was a significant discrepancy between NASA's official statement and internal reports. At press conferences, NASA officials repeatedly stated that this was a normal occurrence, but internal meetings discussed something else entirely. Several reports clearly stated that the object could pose a potential threat to Earth and that its true nature was not yet fully understood. A secret meeting among scientists even stated that if the object were indeed artificial, it would be the greatest discovery or the greatest threat in human history. This meeting included only select scientists and government officials. No outside information was provided to the public. There were numerous instances of misinformation being provided to the media. In the initial days of the telescope's first observation, the original images were available online for a few hours, but they were then abruptly removed and new images were released, blurrier and less clear. NASA attributed the cause to a technical glitch, but many found this explanation to be false. Similarly, a report claimed that the object was moving at a very high speed, but NASA later stated that the report was incorrect and that its speed was actually normal. These contradictory statements further fueled public suspicion. Meanwhile, another shocking incident occurred. An anonymous scientist working on the project secretly leaked some information. This scientist claimed that the object was not entirely normal. He reported that some parts on its surface appeared to resemble machines. He also leaked a mysterious photograph, clearly showing circular structures and straight lines. This photograph went viral on social media within hours, causing a stir. However, as soon as the photograph went viral, it was immediately removed from several platforms. People on Twitter and Reddit claimed that their accounts had been blocked or their posts had been deleted. This further fueled suspicion that someone was trying to suppress this information. NASA declared the image fake and said it was edited, but many experts believed the image was real and had been deliberately removed. The leaked information also stated that the object's direction was precisely towards 3I/ATLAS, as if someone had planned to send it there. The scientist also warned that if the two objects collided, the consequences could be devastating. He also stated that the government and agencies were hiding this truth from the world to prevent panic. These events aroused fear and curiosity not only among the scientific community, but also among the general public. It was now clear that this was not a simple matter. There was some great power or secret hidden somewhere. People began to question why NASA and the government were hiding so much information. Were they truly trying to protect us, or was there something they never wanted to tell the world? Slowly, this incident became more than just the discovery of a space object, but a global mystery. While the controversy among scientists continued to escalate, public anger and fear grew. Everyone wondered if this object was indeed artificial, who created it, and what its purpose was. And the biggest question, could this be the beginning of a major threat to Earth? As this massive object approached 3I/ATLAS, scientists grew increasingly concerned. Computer simulations and calculations revealed that if this object collided directly with 3I/ATLAS, the consequences could be extremely dangerous. This collision could not only destroy 3I/ATLAS, but also create a massive explosion of space debris. This debris would spread so rapidly that it could alter the direction of many other nearby objects. This could trigger a chain reaction in the solar system, posing a threat to many planets, including Earth. Scientists believe that the energy levels of a collision would be so high that it could produce an explosion equivalent to millions of nuclear bombs. The waves from this explosion could reach Earth, directly impacting Earth's weather, satellites, and communication systems. Some experts suggest that if this collision occurred, it could even cause a slight change in Earth's gravity, triggering natural disasters such as volcanic activity, earthquakes, and tsunamis. This situation could cause a major crisis for the entire world. Governments and international space agencies have begun preparing to deal with this potential threat. Secret meetings have discussed the possibility of a collision, and various plans have been developed. NASA and other agencies are constantly monitoring the object's trajectory and trying to mitigate its impact if it collides with 3I/ATLAS. Some countries have even shifted their space mission priorities to focus on this mysterious object. However, all these preparations are being carried out secretly to avoid panic among the general public. Meanwhile, another debate has begun to gain momentum in the scientific community. Many scientists believe that this object may not be part of a natural process, but an alien spaceship. They argue that the object's speed and direction are unusual. Normally, objects in space follow the laws of gravity and their motion remains constant. However, this object is repeatedly changing its direction and speed as if it is being controlled by someone. This behavior cannot be natural and suggests advanced technology is behind it. NASA possessed numerous high-resolution images of this object, clearly showing its peculiar patterns. However, some of these images were never released to the public. For a time, these images were leaked, clearly showing circular structures with straight edges, resembling a ship or machine. These images were later removed from the internet, and NASA claimed they were edited or faked. However, many experts stated that the images were real and were deliberately concealed. This further strengthened the alien theory. Several researchers also suggested that the direction and movement of 3I/ATLAS match some of the mysteries of ancient civilizations. Some ancient texts and temples have found signs and symbols that resemble the patterns of this object. Some scientists believe that such objects may have come near Earth thousands of years ago, and that people at that time may have viewed them as deities. This theory suggests that our ancient civilizations may have had contact with an advanced alien civilization. Even more interesting is the discussion about a possible link between aliens and 3I/ATLAS. Some scientists suggest that 3I/ATLAS itself may not be a natural object, but a kind of sensor or beacon. This massive object may have come to investigate or destroy that very beacon. This idea has sparked a new debate. Is this object coming to protect us, or is it a sign of danger? Several examples are cited to support this theory. For example, strange signals emanating from 3I/ATLAS's surface, whose pattern differed from normal radio waves. It was also observed that as this object, 100 times larger, approached it, the pattern of the signals began to change. It was as if some communication was taking place, as if a conversation was going on between the two. Now the question arises, if all this is true, does it signal a threat to human civilization, or is someone coming to our aid? So far, there's no clear answer to this question. Scientists are constantly collecting data and trying to understand it. But people around the world are worried that we might be facing a force beyond our imagination. Governments may be silent on this issue, but preparations are underway. Secret projects have been initiated to develop weapons and technology that can counter alien technology. However, no one knows how successful these plans will be. What is certain is that the collision between 3I/ATLAS and this mysterious object in the coming days could prove to be a historic turning point for all of humanity. As news of 3I/ATLAS and the 100-fold larger object spread around the world, fear and panic grew among the general public. Everyone was talking about it on social media. Some believed it signaled the end, as if a cataclysm was imminent. In many cities, people formed groups to discuss the matter. Some debated in parks and cafes, while others held meetings at home. Some prayed incessantly, praying to God that the object would not pose a threat to Earth. Others, along with their families, searched for safe havens, such as old bunkers, caves, or underground spaces. An atmosphere of uncertainty prevailed in the world's major cities. The panic was so intense that in many countries, people began hoarding food, water, and essential supplies from stores. In some places, rumors spread that the government might soon evacuate cities. This led to long lines at supermarkets and petrol stations. Fear-mongering messages were rapidly going viral on Twitter and Reddit. Some people claimed to have seen a faint glow from the object in the night sky, while others reported hearing strange sounds. While it's difficult to determine how much of this was true and how much was just rumor, it was clear that people around the world felt insecure and scared. NASA and governments attempted to alleviate this fear. NASA held a press conference stating that this was a normal astronomical phenomenon and posed no threat to Earth. Their scientists explained that the object's path was far from Earth and there was no need to panic. However, their statements clearly betrayed a lack of confidence. During the press conference, NASA officials' body language and responses suggested they were hiding something. Many journalists asked tough questions, but their answers were either avoided or changed. Governments in several countries also engaged in a cover-up. A series of secret meetings began, attended by military officers, scientists, and top government officials. In these meetings, it was decided that only the information necessary to keep the public calm would be disclosed. The actual data was kept secret, and the teams working on it were placed under special protection. Some scientists were even forced to sign strict confidentiality agreements to prevent them from disclosing anything to anyone outside. During this time, an internal document was leaked, which shook the entire world. This document clearly stated that this object was not entirely normal. It also mentioned that its direction was frequently changing and that it was directly related to 3I/ATLAS. The document described in detail a possible collision and its resulting impact. Most shockingly, it also stated that strange signals were coming from this object, the pattern of which was not natural. As soon as this document surfaced, social media erupted. People began to believe that NASA and governments were indeed hiding something. Hashtags like #NASACoverup and #SpaceTruth began trending on Twitter. People began demanding that governments and agencies reveal the truth. Protests and even marches broke out in many countries. Public anger and fear were now being expressed simultaneously. NASA and governments held more secret meetings to manage the situation. Some countries decided to impose restrictions on the internet and media if the situation worsened. Others also put their military on alert to take immediate action if panic spread among the public. This entire incident proved the seriousness of the situation. While the public lived in fear and uncertainty, NASA and governments were playing their own tricks. The truth remained hidden, and everyone wondered what this mysterious object actually was and what forces were behind it. No one knew whether this truth would be revealed to the world in the future or remain hidden forever. As the story nears its end, it's time to piece together everything that's happened so far. A fast-paced and dramatic montage plays on screen. Suspenseful music plays in the background, adding to the thrilling atmosphere. First, images of 3I/ATLAS's initial discovery are shown, the moment when scientists first spotted it through the telescope. Then, the strange signals that gradually intensified, perplexing scientists worldwide. The footage also captures the hustle and bustle of NASA's control room, mysterious images that went viral on social media, and the public's panic. All of this reminds viewers how quickly this incident escalated and how the mystery deepened with each step. The montage also features viral videos from Reddit and Twitter, where people are discussing various theories. Some call it an alien spaceship, while others claim it's a secret weapon. Interspersed are short clips from NASA press conferences, where officials attempt to reassure the public, but the fear in their eyes is palpable. This leaves viewers wondering, is everything really as it's been reported, or is there a different story behind it? The montage then slows down, and the footage that shocked everyone appears on screen. This footage is of an object rapidly approaching 3I/ATLAS. The camera zooms in, revealing something previously only seen in movies and stories. The surface of the object has distinctly rounded and straight edges, as if it were a massive machine or ship. The scene is so clear that it cannot be called natural. The footage also shows the object suddenly changing direction, as if someone is controlling it. As the footage ends, the narrator's voice is heard. Perhaps this is the greatest truth in our universe, and it's impossible to hide. This line heightens the tension. The audience is left wondering, if this object truly belongs to an advanced civilization, what is their purpose? Are they here to help, or is this the beginning of humanity's end? The climax then reveals the data that governments and NASA were trying to conceal. It clearly shows a constant exchange of signals between this object and 3I/ATLAS. It's as if a conversation was underway. This discovery proves that this event may not be a natural collision, but rather part of a planned mission. As the footage ends, the screen goes black, and only one sentence appears. The truth will come out, but will we be able to accept it? This leaves the audience in deep suspense and curiosity. At the end, the narrator's slow, serious voice is heard. The game has now begun, and its outcome could change the course of human history. This ending not only ends the story in suspense, but also leaves countless questions in the audience's minds. They will now eagerly await what happens next and whether the truth will ever be fully revealed. As this story draws to a close, it's time to confront some questions that perhaps no one yet has answers to. Viewers, now's your time to reflect. The first and most important question is this mysterious object truly a natural space rock? Or could it be part of the technology of an advanced alien civilization? Its speed, direction, and the strange patterns visible on its surface repeatedly indicate that it's anything but ordinary. Is it merely an astronomical coincidence? Or has someone come to observe us or inspect our planet? This question is compelling not only scientists, but all of humanity. The second and equally important question is, are NASA and governments hiding the real truth from us? The information we've been given from the beginning until now bears many glaring contradictions. First, it was claimed that the object was completely normal. Then suddenly some images and data disappeared. Then a leaked report emerged that changed everything. Is this simply an attempt to prevent panic, or is there a deeper secret behind this that is not yet considered safe to reveal to the world? We need to consider whether we are only seeing what we are being shown. We want you to share your opinions with us. Write in the comments section below what you think. Is this mysterious object natural or evidence of an alien civilization? And are NASA and other space agencies giving us accurate information, or are they trying to conceal a larger secret? Your opinion will add depth to this discussion and perhaps bring us closer to the truth. Now let's end this story with a powerful closing line. This discovery is just the beginning. The real story is yet to come. It's possible that what we just saw and heard is only a small part of the mystery that lies hidden in the darkness of space. In the coming days, this mystery will deepen and reveal truths that will shake our thinking and beliefs. In the next video, we'll reveal even more shocking evidence, images, and data that will deepen this mystery. Believe me, you won't want to miss it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and share it.